Hello and welcome to Follow Everton. It's a new season. The new season hasn't started. We've had one friendly to this date with Accrington Stanley earlier in the week, 1-1. And here in about 10 to 11 minutes, hopefully with the Everton website sharing the video content out at Ewood Park, we have the second friendly of our season. Hopefully, an expansion of some promising moves from the likes of Armstrong and a goal from Beto. But again, at this time of the season, we're just hoping for no injuries, in all honesty. And we still have a lot of the squad that hasn't come back. We don't have Pickford, for example. I will bring in the full lineup, but Mr. Blue Skies, as often, will come up with the starting lineup. So we have Travis, the new kind of shot stopper from Bournemouth, who's going to be the backup for Pickford. We have Patterson, O'Brien, and Branthwaite, with Tarkowski still out. Mikalenko, as well as Gana and Gana. Subtle Australian tone there. And then you have Dwight McNeil as our right-footed right winger, of course, as well as Charlie Alcaraz, probably alternated with Illiman and Ndiaye in that number 10 slot with Beto. So we still don't have our new striker back yet, and Thiago Barry, who was in Mykonos on the holiday for the moment. So what we're going to have is a bench that looks something like this with Isaac Heath. We have Triad, Thomas, Metcalf, and Armstrong, who both appeared. We have Clark, Tyler Nyango, Yusuf Chamiti, Tim Eric Boonham, and the ever-present Michael Keane. It's early in the season for sure for a lot of people, and I think this goes for Gemma here. I'm really excited just to have football coming back. For us on the content side, it's actually quite often really nice to have a bit of a break, but honestly, it's also fun to be able to talk football again. So we also have If You Know Your History. Hello, fellow Blues, where you're joining from. So this fella, If You Know Your History, I'm sure I can give you a better name later, coming in from Poland. So welcome. Let's see who else. Oh, yeah, and you go by Frank. Gotcha. All right. Outside of that, we've got so Ole Larson. Is it on YouTube again today? So at least for Follow Everton, my name's Chris. I'm going to be covering the content from Australia, but really it's not available on TV here. It's just through the Everton website. So I think you can pay for it. Maybe it's like £7. I forgot the exact cost. Or if you're a Everton member or season subscriber, you can log on to the website and access it from there. Then you could probably just do a kind of a Chromecast or something like that to your TV if you have it. But knowing that it's difficult for people, this was a great opportunity for us to cover the content and at least listen to someone other than maybe the Everton website on their coverage. So that's me. Let's see. Martin Harris, welcome. That's Prince Rupert, one of our regulars. Pretty much a full team. It looks like we may have a technical analyst in the background. There he is.
Hello, Chris. Pleasure to be on.
Hello.
Excited?
I think so. I mean, it's Blackburn Rovers at Ewood Park in a friendly, so I can't be too excited. But sure, it's going to be interesting to see the team come together. We have our new goalkeeper extraordinaire, the backup shot stopper that played for Middlesbrough last season, coming in for a bit of time. So he'll be here. You just added the chat there, so that's cool. Yeah, and Blues too, as he's mentioning, you have to pay separately for Everton TV. At least for me, I paid for Adam, who, if you watch the show, similar to me, we try and get the content overseas, and we just got the season subscription, and we can watch it from there. But I don't think it'll be on TV over there, typically, Ryan, will it, over in UK?
It won't be on authentic channels, but
authentic.
I'm not saying that it's not on any boxes. I wouldn't be able to say that. And it certainly wouldn't be on any Fire Sticks on certain channels. We're not allowed to say that. Anyway, welcome back to Follow Everton. Unfortunately, I'm working today, but you have got wonderful Chris, so you're in for a real treat for the next couple of hours. He's going to guide you through Everton's convincing win against Blackburn Rovers. But Chris, I'm loving the setup. You look like you're in Bramley Moor. The players were training there, I believe, this week.
I thought it was called Hill Dickinson at this point, Ryan.
Where'd you get that background? It's incredible.
Google does amazing things.
Anyway, I've only got 1 minute just to say good luck and enjoy everyone watching today. All
right, Ryan Buble, we'll catch you later.
We're going to have some crazy numbers on this stream. Up the Toffees.
Up the Toffees. Yeah, we've already got a good 200 before the kickoff here. If we're a little bit delayed on the start off, apologies. It looks like it's coming live in about 5 minutes on the Everton website, so hopefully I'll be there with you. Is Ryan still on? Or no, he looks like he's timed out. So it'll just be my face back on. So hopefully that's okay for everyone. So yeah, and Emma, good to see you as well. I've been away from it for a bit. I've been working away a fair bit, as you probably know. And then the other component is football season. Of course, I'll be on, but one of the most tiresome things is hearing links and rumors daily and nothing comes of it, and you just kind of get really worn out with the Everton press and content at this time of year. We can get excited for it, but I kind of try and take this opportunity to walk away for a little bit and do other things with my time. But at the same moment, we have a few signings that have come through. A lot of them, as we kind of know, are stopgaps. We have Ndiaye and Gana Gueye coming back, Michael Keane for squad depth at centre back as well. But Jared Branthwaite on a long-term contract is huge for us. Converting Charlie Alcaraz to a permanent, not a shock there at all. Bringing in the Bournemouth keeper as a fill-in, knowing that we lost Asmir Begovic and who else? Was it João Virginia, who was did quite well last year, but if he wants to get full-time opportunities, he's not going to get that with Pickford in his prime right now. So that's just going to be the way it is. So having someone that's capable and did well at on his loan spell he wasn't getting the opportunities at Bournemouth, went to Middlesbrough, I believe, on loan and did well there. So interesting that he's come to us. Maybe it's just a opportunity for something different. It would be like to see him today, see what he does. Maybe he's a little bit larger body and more commanding on crosses, but it's hard to beat Pickford from distribution off his left foot and, shot stopping in general. But let's see if I can bring up the lineups again. So we'll talk to that. I think Blue Skies had us covered, so I'll go ping his comment back up and we'll talk to that one. So I think, generally speaking, this is about as strong as you would expect Everton to be from a starting lineup outside of Pickford and quite likely Tarkowski. But if you're looking for the future, if Tarkowski was coming in, you would expect O'Brien to be at right back and then a combination of Branthwaite and Tarky typically through the middle and Mikolenko on that left side. From a central midfield side of things, I think this is pretty typical. And for the moment, without DCL in the squad anymore, Beto is our starting striker, along with Barry once he comes back from holiday. So yeah, not a shock there. I think what we'd really like to see is a continuation of Armstrong throughout this break and through the off season. Sorry, so we'll probably get to see him again today. But what you really want to see is against Premier League opposition here when we go to America. That's really when you want to see some of these guys. Can they fit in the squad, or are they back out on loan again? So Onyango, I think, is quite likely going to be one of these players that's on the periphery. Same with Metcalf. Isaac Heath may be similar. And this is the year for Eric Boonham. He had a really good start last season and kind of fizzled out. Can he get himself back in? We know we're quite thin at losing Abdoulaye Doucouré. So what happens now without Doucouré? We don't have a whole lot of depth through that central midfield. So what you really want to have is, can Eric Boonham step up? And we know we're going to lose Ndiaye and Gana Gueye to African Cup of Nations for a little while. So that's going to be a huge impact to us. So we need to make sure we have capable and performing players. Eric Boonham is going to be one of those. But beyond that, really we're wanting to see Probably some more people into the squad, but they haven't come in through yet. Can we have team news, score scrolling, and today's subscriber target? All right. Well, we've heard from management that can we have team news? I feel like I've been saying that, but so score scrolling, I guess. What from all the other games? I can look that up as we're going, but I think on SofaScore it's a bit all over the shop because it's per league. The subscriber target. So we are on what was it? We've hit 4,000, which has been exceptional for us. So especially that we're getting to that point, we really want to expand. Uh, no, just this game. Okay, so I will do a reminder that it's 0-0 for the first 60 minutes. But yeah, I think let's see. It says in about 12 seconds the coverage starts. So hopefully we'll be right on track. And if there's any delay, apologies there. But hopefully I'll be able to watch off the screen here and my internet's doing okay. I'm still getting set up at my new place, so I'm using the green screen to kind of cover me there. All right. It says it's live and ready to play, but is it actually showing the match? That's we've got some challenges. All right. Everton website. Let's test your proficiency instead of just showing a blank screen. But we will get there, ladies and gentlemen. Matches, nope. Now it's disappeared off the list. The website is giving us some bit of a hissy fit. Let's go. No, that's not what we want. It did the countdown and then disappeared. Bear with me, everyone. We'll be with us shortly once this website decides to play ball with us here. Come on, website. You can't do this to us now. Did the countdown and now it lost us. All right. Hang with me. We'll be there momentarily. Let's see if I can get some technical support. Not sure what happened here, but it just cut out. Nothing quite like the website having technical issues, but fear not, we will be here together and get access here momentarily. Yeah, if you want to jump on while we get this access, Ryan, feel free to do that. I'm not sure what happened. It was doing the countdown, and now the access has completely disappeared on me. Well, I'm glad it's working for you, Ryan. Maybe you can talk me through what I've missed here, because I was right on.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah. Well, you logged onto the website as well, because it was on the countdown, and then now it's just disappeared off the. It's not
It does
accessible.
work. Are you logged on?
Yeah, I'm logged on.
I'm going to cover for you for 5 minutes while you get yourself sorted. Do you want to?
Yeah, let me disappear and I'll come right back.
To try and get this working. We will get this working, I do promise you. But I'm at work, so I don't have all the time for. Okay. Jake O'Brien, right-sided centre-back position, plays it into James Garner. Played out wide to McNeil, who's on the right side in the right back position. Back to Jake O'Brien. Now to Mark Travers. Everton being pressed. So with the left back, Mikalenko plays a ball, nice ball into the channel for Charlie Alcaraz, who's drifted onto the left-hand side. Tries to evade a couple of players, can't. Blackburn step inside, but the ball falls to McNeil, who spreads it through to Nathan Patterson. He's 1v1 with their defender inside the box. Can he get a shot away? No, he can't. He gives it away. Blackburn clear, but it's intercepted by Nathan Patterson. Patterson, he gets into some good positions, but I literally shouldn't be doing this. I'm at work. I've got to go in a minute. So Chris, best hurry up. Yeah, Patterson got in a really good position, tried to tee off Charlie Alcaraz, but was intercepted by Blackburn Rovers, who played the ball down the right-hand side. Back to their midfielder now. Number 27 for Blackburn Rovers in the centre circle. Drives the ball forward past Charlie Alcaraz. Slips number 14 through, but the ball is intercepted. Patterson gives it away again. And Blackburn on the edge of the box. Evaded 1-2. Falls through to Travers. Bloody hell. Patterson, he just gives the ball away so many times. It's like he's really positive. He wants to make a difference, but the ball is on the edge of the Everton box with Jared Branthwaite. Plays the ball out wide to Mikalenko. Level with the halfway line. Tries to play one of his balls in behind. Trying to get Chris back on. Ball in behind for Blackburn Rovers. Jake O'Brien has to come across. Ball comes to the box. They're going to score, Blackburn. They do. Oh, my God, Blackburn on the back post. Patterson absolutely nowhere near. Absolutely nowhere near. 6 minutes gone. Everton 0, Blackburn Rovers 1, and it's shocking. It's absolutely shocking.
It's almost as shocking as trying to get access to the website, Ryan. But I am back. Yeah, so it's 1-0 here at about 6:55 in. So what happened on the goal, Ryan? We have
there was play down the right-hand side for Blackburn Rovers. He slips in behind Garner. First time ball in behind on the Everton's left-back channel for number 2. Jake O'Brien tries to come across. Patterson gets sucked in with the centre forward for Blackburn, but it's number 14 who's running in beyond at the back post, who slots very comfortably with his left foot. Couldn't really miss. Mark Travers has obviously gone the other side of the goal, sticks his leg out, tries to stop it. But it's really poor defending from Everton. Blackburn just turning them over. We're using their pace, using their ability to.
It was a cutback, and number 10 from Blackburn just comfortably left it, and Patterson looked completely unawares. So, really poor start. Outside of the goal, Ryan, which was built off that off the left-hand side. Gana going wide. Mikalenko and Branthwaite being pulled out of position there, and the cutback being pretty effective, and Patterson not being able to cover. Has it been interesting, Grant?
No,
outside of that,
nothing's really happened. It's been Blackburn Rovers trying to make stuff happen. Everton trying to impose themselves on the game. I'm just really disappointed that they conceded a goal so early, and you almost feel like it's inevitably going to happen from a full-back position where there just isn't a lot of quality. But, you know, players getting dragged out of position, having to come across and cover for others. Midfielders getting dragged out of position. That's the problem. I shouldn't be doing this. I may have to go in a minute.
Yeah, Branthwaite's going to Travers, who's going long, getting chased pretty quickly. Goes long, but to absolutely no one. Beto's not chasing yet, probably saving his hamstrings for the full season. They're zooming in the keeper. Going out wide to Blackburn's right. Chased by, looks like... Trying to zoom in. Oh, that was Ndiaye wearing his short sleeves for once. He's usually the long sleeve man, but doing good chasing on that left side. But out for a throw in for Blackburn. On their right side, they go back to the centre half, who's going to switch back to the keeper here in a moment. And they'll start afresh. But a pretty high line for Everton. Gana Gueye doing a majority of the chasing. And forces an error. Branthwaite collects. Got James Garner there. Does a little knock on to Gana Gueye. Goes out wide. And we're going down the channel here with Ndiaye.
What time are you on? He slipped.
I'm on 9:24.
I'm Patterson across the box. What time are you on, mate?
9:28.
Okay, yeah, you're just a few seconds behind me. Okay.
Yeah, Dwighty's got it.
Yeah.
Sees Garner under hit.
Yeah, ball out for a throw in on this near side. Patterson.
Garner gives it to Patterson. And we go backwards. Jake O'Brien switches to Branthwaite. Here's the option of Gana Gueye. He takes it, takes on the striker, chips back to the wide right.
Yeah, straight
slightly overhit, and McNeil has nothing to do with it. The one positive I'm seeing is Iliman and Ndiaye taking people down to the touchline straight away. Progressive action may not lead to a goal-scoring opportunity, but that's what we want to see. A good little interplay with Nathan Patterson. He had a couple opportunities like that against Accrington Stanley. He didn't convert, but he has been looking quite menacing going forward. Again, it's against League Two and Championship opposition, so I can't get too excited. But I prefer to see that than what we've seen with some of the right backs of recent time.
Welcome, everyone. There's over 1,000 of you watching now. Blackburn Rovers with a throw in on the left-hand side, and they give the ball away. Garner picks up
cheaply. Gana Gueye's got it now.
Yeah. Patterson's now going to take the throw in, Chris.
Indeed. I'm trying to figure out which of us talks, Ryan.
Bit of both.
Bit of both.
I am going to go.
Finds Charlie. He does a quick switch of play to Branthwaite. He has Mikalenko on offer. Doesn't choose. He holds on. Quick little 1-2 to James Garner. Chooses Gana Gueye now, who goes back to James Garner. A heavy touch, though, causes a turnover, and Jai does well to get it back. Goes back to James Garner, who does a pass through the middle, opens up to Dwight McNeil. Goes out wide right to Patterson.
Yeah.
And a deep cross, but too deep. Mikalenko chasing, but can't keep it in, unfortunately. So Gaspipe, I believe he was on holiday at Mykonos, and he kind of rushed his time off to sign, but he hadn't fully joined the squad yet, if I remember correctly.
I might be able to rejoin you in a few minutes from the car. Bit more private. Okay, but I'm going to go for now.
Ryan's getting a good tan out there, but at the meanwhile, Beto's down on the channel on the left side, cuts back to Dwight McNeil. Takes one too many touches, tees it up to Gana Gueye, pulls it out wide. Really good opportunity there, but Gana Gueye could not put it on target. So, Everton looking pretty progressive here, just can't put the ball on target, let alone back of the net. But a little bit better after a really sloppy goal there around the 6-minute mark. So at the moment here, it's 12 minutes and 35 in, and Blackburn 1, Everton 0. In a moment here, I'll update the scroll, and we'll add the score onto the chart as well. So let me do that. But actually, I'll wait for a good break and I'll just talk to the game. So O'Brien and Branthwaite are passing it amongst themselves there through the middle. Both Patterson and Mikolenko are finding themselves in high, wide locations, and they're trying to do some testing here. But that crossfield pass was a little bit heavy and headed out by the Blackburn defender for a throw in. Goes back to Ndiaye and Gana Gueye, and now back to O'Brien. Quickly out to Patterson. Little chip pass. Unfortunately, too heavily weighted. Better couldn't get there, so it's now back to their keeper, who's looking for a passing option. Decides to go out to their centre half on the left side, and they do a daring pass through the middle. Quick 1-2, unchallenged. Their captain is on it. Goes back to the right side, and it's on with their fullback on the right side. Beto's chasing, but quite lethargically. Very easy passing here from for Blackburn through the middle. One-touch football. Everton trying to chase it in, and one back, and Jared Branthwaite's on it. Mikolenko goes back to Travis, and we start again. And now we have O'Brien on it. Let's see. Follow some comment. Yeah, and we can get really excited about the result here, but Peter Duggan's exactly right. We don't want injuries at this time of year. It's a component of match fitness. It's not the full squad, but we also can't be upset about it either. And unfortunately, Blue Stew, even me getting access seemed to be a whole thing. But surprised there is a 12-second delay, but that's what I have on my side, unfortunately. So I'll do what I can. I'm here on 14 seconds and 37 seconds now. All right, so Jared Branthwaite's here on it at 14 minutes and 48 seconds. Goes out to Ndiaye and Gana Gueye. Through the middle to Charlie, who takes a two-touch and goes out wide. Good pass to Patterson. Looks for an option. Has to go backwards. Back to O'Brien. And now we have James Garner on it. Looking for options. Does a little knockout wide to Patterson. And a direct ball held up well by Beto. He gets double teamed and doesn't get much of a opportunity for a free kick when he was knocked down. Ends up with James Garner. Quick crossover, but slightly overhit, and Ndiaye couldn't get there. We can reward excuses, but let's be honest. If we get too excited at this time of year about these results, you'll sound like Ryan saying we lost to Salford last year when the result wasn't relevant. We can't get too excited about friendlies. It's a friendly, and we don't want people injured. That's the last thing we want. All right, so it's on the Blackburn left-hand side, chased down by Charlie Alcaraz. Opened up through the middle, though. Blackburn have it to the number 10, who cuts back inside. Beto chasing, very lethargic. He's not following him, though. So it's now freed up on Blackburn's right-hand side. Quick open one-touch pass, challenged by Branthwaite. Heavy tackle. Looks like potentially a foul they're calling. If not, it's a throw-in right by the corner flag. Branthwaite not looking happy. It must be a free kick. So they're showing a replay here. Looks like he may have chopped him with his trailing right leg, which led to the free kick. So Hawken saying Pato really needs to show, and this place is mine attitude. It's been ages since he came back from injury, but hasn't shown anything. Yeah, and I think this is exactly the opportunity he needs. And right now, it's his to lose because Coleman's out. We don't have an Ashley Young. Roman Dixon isn't even in the squad at the moment, so it's really his to lose. It's a scary right-hand side for Everton, but that's for a longer conversation than right now. So the free kick is about to come underway. One hand up, so probably going to be a short one. Instead goes to the back post, won by the Blackburn striker, and it was knocked out by around the 20-yard line. Struck first time and off an Everton defender, so it's going to be a throw-in near the left corner flag for Blackburn. Little 1-2 pass and deflected off Ndiaye and Gana Gueye for a corner kick to Blackburn. Yep, not good enough from us so far. We have had a couple attacking moments, but again, we seem very slow. Yeah, we'll put these. I can do the lineup and score and the scores as well. Let me do that. Trying to multitask, so I'm a little bit slow there, but I will do that. Mm. All right, we'll get that going for now, but we'll add the entire starting lineup here momentarily. So I'll work on adding that for you all. While I go through that, we have the ball out by Nathan Patterson, back to Jake O'Brien here at 19 minutes and 15 seconds. Blackburn are up 1-0 after a goal on the 6-minute mark, after a play down Everton's left-hand side where they were not able to cover, and Nathan Patterson caught wanting on the back post. Ndiaye doing a good job chasing right now. Beto doing a great job being a little bit more competitive. He's slowly getting himself into the game. Of course, the turnover, Gana Gueye's with it now. Ndiaye does a silky touch, getting the throw in. So it's going to be on Everton's left wing. O'Brien going out wide to Patterson. Tucks back in, goes back to O'Brien. Very cautious play through the midfield at the moment, but Gana Gueye's on it, finds Mykolenko, wearing number 16 in the new season so far. So we'll see if he stays with that number. The cross was a bit short from Ndiaye, but he gets it back, goes back to Mykolenko, looking for passing options, finds Gana Gueye, does a little triangle there, gets it to Ndiaye, takes on a couple players, but loses out in the tackle. Gana Gueye does well, trying to win it back, but knocks over to Blackburn on their right side. And a slightly overhit back pass, and Ndiaye's in, knocks it to Gana Gueye, does a cut back to Charlie Alcaraz, takes a strike from outside the box, but short and right to the keeper, unfortunately. So asking for Gaspipe, who's on the bench. I'll go back to one of the early posts from Mr. Blue Sky. So we have Trier as a backup keeper. We have Heath, Thomas, Metcalf, Armstrong, Clark, Onyango, Chimiti, Eric Burnham, and Keane. And from a starting lineup, we have Travis in goals, Patterson, O'Brien, Branthwaite, Mykolenko as a back four. We have Ndiaye on the left, McNeil on the right, Charlie is the 10, and the two Ghanas playing central, and then Beto as the main striker. So I'll leave that up for the time being as we go through. And if people request us changing the bench, or showing the bench, we can toggle that as well. So again, thanks to Blue Skies for getting that set up for us. I didn't have not used to having the lineup on the ticker. Usually I go through with, let me see if I can get this showing, and I often go this way, but might be a little bit tricky with the screen share I've got set up, so I'm not going to go with SofaScore this time. These friendlies don't have all the statistics, so it's not as interesting to share it, but we have Blackburn with the ball then being on the left-hand side. James Garner does well to win it back, but McNeil can't keep it. So it's back to Blackburn through the middle. They're winning a lot of these 50-50 challenges. Branthwaite a little physical and gives away another free kick. He's not happy about that as well. If you're lip reading, he's saying, "Are you budging kidding me?" So it'll be another relatively soft free kick given away by Branthwaite right around the halfway line, but it's a stop and play. Yeah, Mr. Blue Skies, it may well be fitness. They look quite easy to walk through in the midfield at the moment. So either fitness, match fitness, or sort of a tactical cohesiveness to shut down play through the middle. All the same, it is a little underwhelming at the moment. Well, Kev, I'm glad you appreciate my my on-air PG phrasing of it. So Blackburn have a throw into the middle, one back by Gana Gueye. James Garner has it now, giving back to Branthwaite. No movement there in the middle, so goes to Jake O'Brien, goes out wide to Dwight McNeil with an inverted run by Patterson making the space. He goes to Gana Gueye, who does a diagonal out to Mikalenko. Good first touch. Does a little knock to Ndiaye, who's looking for options, finds Charlie. But again, back to the centre half, so now it's back to Branthwaite. James Garner as an option kind of gets shut down, but wins a throw in. Mikalenko's going to take it, goes short through the middle. Moyes does not look happy there on the sideline at all. Gana Gueye has it now. A diagonal almost had Beto in, but intercepted by Blackburn. Now Blackburn are away, but shut down by O'Brien. Yeah. A lot of the fouls that Branthwaite are giving away are very, I wouldn't call them fouls, especially at championship level where it's quite a tough competition. I'm surprised we're seeing that. But anyway, that's not an issue for today. We're not losing points over it in the season, but if those kind of decisions are given all season, it'll get quite frustrating. Anyway, Blackburn have it. They're playing up from the back again. Quite poor chasing down from Everton. They're able to stroll through us, and they're on a counter attack out on the left-hand side. A little overload against Patterson, but do they take it? No. Yes, they go out wide. Fortunately, a little bit behind the player, and it causes it looks like a corner kick. Unfortunately, Gana Gueye wasn't able to clear it when challenged, so it's going to be a corner kick for Blackburn. So here at 25 minutes and 23 seconds for me, we are at Blackburn 1, Everton 0. There was a couple chances for Everton around the 10-minute mark, but it's been slow going here recently. Blackburn have been definitely the better side, faster through the middle. Everton haven't been able to shut them down well enough, and Blackburn just looking a little bit quicker and a little bit sharper at the moment. So another corner coming in from Blackburn, going to the back post. Everton got there first, but nicked off the head. So I believe it should be. Oh no, must have missed it. So it'll be a goal kick for Everton. Yeah. So to Peter Duggan's point, it'll be the second half of this match. We'll get to see a lot more of the young players in, unless you consider Nathan Patterson to be in that category, or if not, in future games, as you're saying. And we have quite a few people watching, so thank you. We're well over the 1,000 mark for live viewers. If you're watching on X, feel free to do that, but thoroughly encourage you to subscribe on YouTube so you can see all of the scheduled content from our channel in the future. And for Red Imp, it was raining about 5-10 minutes ago. It's probably about 8 degrees here in Australia, at least in Perth, Australia, where I'm at. Charlie does a nice 1-2 with Beto, and Patterson with an excellent cross. The keeper did well to knock it out. Mikalenko's keeping it in after it was punched by the keeper. Crosses back in. Slightly too short a cross. Gana Gueye, though, wins the second header. Challenged by Ndiaye out on the right wing. But Blackburn have it. Looking for a passing option. They do a risky pass to the middle. McNeil challenges. Leads it to Nathan Patterson to take on. Takes on one, but not two. But it does lead to a corner kick, though. So it's going to be an in-swinger from Dwight McNeil. But yeah, for those watching, thank you very much. Really glad you're enjoying the preseason content. It's late in the evening for me. So Red Imp was asking, Australian winter, and for those on Merseyside or around the world, welcome. We're a Follow Everton. We, especially throughout the season, we like to do a pre-match coverage. So you'll see us just before the kickoff and live right after the final whistle, giving live content and raw reactions. Sometimes it's measured, and sometimes quite enraged, but it really depends on the result, doesn't it? Anyway, the corner kick from Dwight McNeil really quite poor, heavy-handed over hit, and you can see quite annoyed with himself. But it is pre-season. We can get as angry or happy as we want about the result. But right now, Everton not looking up to par. Blackburn are able to play out from the back against us quite comfortably. And just as I say that, they cause a turnover. Dwight McNeil, slightly heavy to James Garner, though, who did well to challenge and keep us with the ball. But Gana Gueye, heavy through ball, and leads to another turnover. So Blackburn have it again on their right side with a quick diagonal out on to their left fullback. Being chased now by Nathan Patterson, back to Dwight McNeil, and Everton are pulling away and not really pressing. They're more of a mid press, so not chasing the man with the ball enough. I do at times. I moved away from Australia about 12 years ago or 10 years ago. So I haven't watched it as much since coming back. It's a lot of players to keep tabs on. And if you're watching the other football, that's a lot of sports, especially with a day job going on. So, Mr. Blue Skies, no, this is actually the training jacket from last year. So, coincidentally, very similar colors. Nathan Patterson has it. He's tucking into Dwight McNeil, who's doing a cross to the back post, a little bit too heavy and well handled by the Blackburn keeper. I think Ryan's right on. We're starting to see some better build-up play, 1-2s, triangles, but just a little bit overhit on the crosses, or a little bit the wrong moment to do through balls and causing turnovers. But it's more promising from time to time. And yes, if you haven't already, please smash the like button. If you're on X, thank you for watching on X, but also see if you can subscribe to YouTube. That'll help us on the algorithm for sure. And if you're watching on Facebook, you're welcome to do that too. All right, so Blackburn have it back to the keeper. They're playing out from the back again, going out to the right center half now, back through the middle, chased by James Garner and Charlie, giving back to Dwight McNeil, a little 1-2. So Charlie has it now, going out wide left to Vitaly Mikalenko. Has a passing option behind himself in Ndiaye. Really no flow, though, on that side. It's a very stagnant play. Goes to Charlie. Alcaraz back to Branthwaite. And now switch of play to Gana Gueye. Switches again back to Branthwaite. A flat pass on the left side to Ndiaye. To Gana Gueye. Gets caught in possession. No, he did well. Gives it back to O'Brien. Now we have Jared Branthwaite back to O'Brien. Has a short passing option to Gana Gueye. He uses it, who tucks in on his right side. Has a passing option, doesn't use it, goes to Branthwaite instead. A little bit slow there, but lucky for him, the touch from the Blackburn striker chasing was a bit too heavy. So it went straight back to the Everton keeper. So starting again. So now we have it with Jake O'Brien going out wide to Vitaly Mikalenko. Doesn't have any options forward, so it goes back to Branthwaite. Slowly walking forward with it, but no passing options available. Very stagnant through the midfield. Charlie presents, does a 1-2 back to Branthwaite, and starting again. Very flat-footed here through the middle. No real passing options. Another 1-2 setup with James Garner, who continues on his run. Ndiaye can't get to him, though, so he's cutting back again through the middle. Switches to Gana Gueye, who then switches out wide to Patterson, who cuts into Beto chasing, who knocks it to Patterson again. First time cross and blocked from Blackburn. That switch of play was a lot more promising from Everton. The really good hold-up play from Beto, probably one of the first times I've seen it so far. So little bit better. Yeah, Charlie's looking quite all right. I think the challenge for the Everton squad so far is the midfield seems either behind it or getting walked over when they're building up through the back from Blackburn, or not presenting when Everton do have possession when building up from the back. So it's quite awkward trying to get it out. So they're often going out wide or waiting for the fullbacks to release to Gana Gueye to reset the play. Well, if that's correct, maybe he goes to Vegas with a good forecast. Ndiaye, hadn't noticed that before. He has a little strapping on his left hand. Let's see. They're showing. I think they're going back to some of the highlights from the match. And what are they showing here? Without the audio, it's really hard to say what they were trying to cover. Anyway, we're here at 34 minutes now. Blackburn 1, Everton 0. The keeper goes long and gives it away to Mykolenko, who finds Garner through the middle, goes back to Mykolenko, does a switch of play to O'Brien, who's walking it forward now, finds Patterson out wide in loads of space, doesn't go to the touchline though, goes to McNeil through the middle, and back to the centre halves. Really not taking the game on here at the moment. The most possession is coming through O'Brien and Branthwaite. The pass from Branthwaite a little bit too heavy and gave back to Blackburn. But chased by Beto on the keeper, leading to a throw in though in the end. It was a quick lose my words here. Basically a cross through the middle and headed out for a throw in. So it's on Blackburn's right hand side. Yeah, for those that aren't watching, it definitely has that preseason feel from Everton. Blackburn seem a little bit sharper for sure. Really hoping to see Everton get into this second half, but at the same time, maybe it's not a shock. Maybe they're playing it safe, or this is only one of their first couple matches so far. It was a positive run there from James Garner. He is definitely trying to take the game on when he can, but he feels very stuck on when to run forward. He was trying to chase that one down, but wasn't able to get there. Out for a throw in on Blackburn's left hand side. Little 1-2. McNeil chasing though, and then knocks it out to Beto, who's chasing the center half, who cuts back to the keeper, but good pressure from, I think it was Charlie there, or was it Ndiaye, led to a contested ball through the middle, but Gana Gueye wasn't able to do enough with it. So Blackburn cut in through the middle. They're now taking through James Garner, that now running in on goal, going out wide right, and a cross. Nope, not yet. Well blocked by Vitaly Mykolenko, hands behind the back, and was able to knock it over for a corner kick. So it's going to be on Blackburn's right hand side. It's going to be a corner kick. Yeah, to Benny G's point, I think a lot of the players for Everton have been average. I think the centre halves have done their job. The keeper's done his job. Generally defensively fine, but Patterson a little bit weak on that goal for sure. The corner kick was a quick zip. Blackburn won the header, but it was nicked over real quick there. So, Steve, I am in Perth, Australia. They're showing a replay of the corner, and Beto was caught flat-footed on the front post. But fortunately for us, it was headed over. All right, Everton trying to build from the back, but predictably, it's the keeper and the two centre halves and very limited passing options. So we go long. Beto wins the second ball there, and Gana Gueye's there, passes it to Charlie, who isn't able to feed it to Ndiaye, and a turnover and a very heavy tackle, knocking over the Blackburn midfielder, and should well be a yellow card. We'll see if it comes that way. But I think more of a tackle of frustration there from Alcaraz. Not a surprise under the way this game is going. It wasn't malicious, but just certainly hit him pretty hard. Well, Steve, g'day. So if you're trying to watch Aiden, you are quite likely going to have to pay on the Everton website. That was part of the challenge I had. I thought because I had paid for the season membership, I could watch it, but there was a separate to watch it live. I had to pay separately, so to go get my pay by card while trying to go live. So that was a mix-up by me. But yeah, so you're going to have to watch. If you're a season ticket holder or member, you can watch the replay in full later on, but otherwise you'll have to pay live to watch it through, I think, Everton TV. Oh, that was interesting. Gana Gueye was a bit late on number 27 from Blackburn, who didn't like the attention, and now a bit of argy-bargy and pushes to the middle. Adam wanting a fighting kangaroo setup, but Gana Gueye's pretty level-headed. It was definitely a bit of a late knock, and Beto deciding to support his mate through the middle there, and Gana Gueye's got a yellow card. The bit of a cop out from the referee saying, you know what, you're both fighting, give a yellow. Surprised Beto didn't get one, actually. So I'm not sure if it's in the app. I logged into the Everton website to do it, and it was a little bit awkward to go. I think I went through the match center, and then from there, and Adam Thornley can probably talk you through it because he was messing around with getting access as well. So if you guys go on the chat, he might be able to talk you through it. But basically, I went to the match center and it made you requested how to pay, and you had to. I basically gave my card details and watched it that way. All right, so we're at 40 minutes. Blackburn coming out on the right-hand side. James Garner chasing. A cut through the middle. A one-touch pass, a little bit overhit. Lucky for Everton. Mikalenko knocks it to James Garner. A bit of a scary interaction with Travis at the back, but does just enough. Goes to Dwight McNeil. And a long cross down the channel. But Beto can't do much with it. He's been quite poor this first half. The Blackburn centre half has it now. They go out wide to the left-hand side. Uncontested does a diagonal, and Mikalenko can't get there, but neither can. Oh no, he kept it in. The Blackburn right winger taking on Mikalenko. Doesn't get past him though, cuts it back. And the Blackburn winger overhit it, and Patterson did well shielding it on the opposite side to win a throw in. Yeah, to Muprasa, I think we could use a lot of players for player development, honestly, or a lot of teams for player development. We're those in the second half of this game, I think we'll get a good opportunity to see some of the youngsters come on, and at that point we can talk to, and it'll be a continuation until I suppose the last week before the season starts, and we'll probably start sending some of these players off to loan, and until then we can see some of them play in American, see how well they're doing, and hopefully figure out who we sign for the rest of the year, or at least in the summer transfer window, and who we have in surplus to go on loan to the likes of Blackburn. All right, so it's 42 minutes here. An underwhelming first half for Everton. Gana Gueye does a really good one too, though, with Patterson. And the first time to Beto. Oh, just a little bit too heavy. That was Everton's arguably best chance of the first half there through Gana Gueye, but Beto couldn't get there. So a clever run from Gana Gueye, who took it on, and a slightly too heavy touch to Beto, who maybe just anticipated it there. I think a combination of both, Andrew. But I think what I'm seeing is Beto is not. You, one thing that Beto is really good at times is aggressive chasing, and he seems very cautious to commit to challenges. Maybe he's told not to burn himself out, which wouldn't shock me at all at this time of the season. So maybe that's what we're dealing with. But it's a bit like when you watch Calvert-Lewin. He'll run, but he won't run his socks off to keep in position. It seems a little bit like that right now. So Adam, a channel contributor, thinks that Beto's hold-up play has been better, seems stronger. I'm seeing a few moments like that, but it's also just I expect more from a Premier League starter to be able to hold up against the Championship centre half pairing, honestly. But it may be a component of distribution. But if Beto isn't getting good service, maybe he needs to find a way to get himself more involved. All right, Blackburn have it. They're on the right-hand side. Number 2's going to do a cross. Little too short. Branthwaite wins the header. Second ball to Gana Gueye. Trying to take through the middle. Falls over. I'm not sure there's any contact, though, so no free kick. Blackburn have it again. Number 4 has it. Looking for passing options. He has one through the middle. Does a little 1-2, but a little heavy. Branthwaite does a good job. Gets clattered by his teammate in the process, but does clear it. Goes to the Blackburn keeper. Out wide to the left fullback, back to their centre half. Charlie's chasing. Now over to Beto as they do a switch of play there, Blackburn. And back to the keeper. They have the midfielder presents, does a little 1-2 with the keeper. James Garner's chasing, though, does a good job, causes a turnover. Gana Gueye wins the interception, knocks it to Jared Branthwaite. Takes a step and slows it down, finds Mikalenko on the left side. He's going to do a cross, quite a high flyer to the back post. First touch by Patterson is good. Takes on the defender. Cuts back. Charlie. Oh, nope. Not on target. But definitely a little bit more promise in there. That was great from Patterson on that first touch on the back post. Comes again. Tries to take him on. Not successful. Has to knock it back to Gana Gueye. And looks like it's half time. Yeah. Well, Kevin, I'm glad you're listening in to us. I know it's sometimes a challenge with media blackouts, radio content, and friendlies are not as easy to get access to. So happy that you're here listening in with us. I'm going to go grab a coffee, knowing it's about 11 o'clock at night for me to get myself rev for the second half. But as we speak right now, it is 1-0 to Blackburn, and I will be back with you shortly. All right. So still at halftime here, but maybe a good opportunity to follow up on what Benny G brought up. So if we're gonna do a review of the first half, Travers, I can't say he did anything really wrong there. Patterson certainly wasn't good enough for the goal against us. I think caught out on the back post. Unfortunately, that's what we've seen a few times from him when he has been playing in the first team squad. He has looked okay going forward at times, but he is not. And right around the at the end of the first half, he had some moments there where he had a really good first touch from Mikolenko's crossfield ball there. But again, he needs to be a little bit more reliable going forward. A lot of the opportunities for him, he's tried to take on players, hasn't done enough. Branthwaite and O'Brien, I don't think have been poor by any means, but they're also not taking on the game a whole lot. There are times when you'll see Branthwaite run through the middle and open up the game. At the moment, he's playing very cautious and safe. Both O'Brien and Branthwaite are doing that. Mikolenko's been okay. I would say he was a little bit out of position, but for the goal. But then again, what do you expect if you're getting you're chasing your player and someone's passing around you? I would say Gana Gueye is probably the standout. So I agree here with Benny G. James Garner has certainly you can tell he's put a shift in, but he's not influencing the game enough. I think it's a challenge right now for the entire midfield, how easily it is for the Blackburn team to build up from the back, come through the middle, and take us over. And at the same time, if a championship side can build up from the back and come through us, and we can't build up through the back and through the middle, that suggests to us that, or to me, that Blackburn is winning the midfield battle. So between James Garner, Idrissa Gana Gueye, Charlie Alcaraz, how are we going to change? What if we have to do something different, basically, through the middle? Granted, it's preseason, so we don't want to put too much emphasis on results, but we also want to see, okay, in 2 weeks' time, what are we going to do differently? Because if Blackburn, yes, they're not a bad squad, but they did not get promoted to the Premier League. They're in and about the playoffs last season, but to get into the Premier League, but they're not even a Premier League side. We shouldn't be walked over to the midfield the way we were. Dwight McNeil, he had quite a shocker, honestly, making himself available, but a lot of his passes, through balls and crosses, poorly weighted. Charlie gave an effort and had a few opportunities in on goal, but just didn't hit the target. And Jai wasn't making a huge influence. He was certainly getting a few balls there, interacting with Mikolenko, taking on from players from time to time on their left hand side. But again, for taking on a championship squad, I would expect more from Illiman and Jai. I would say the Beto 6.5 is a little too positive. I would give him maybe a 5. I'm sure there'll be other people in the chat saying, well, it's not really Beto's fault if he's not getting good enough distribution. Okay on the hold up play, but part of the problem of being able to, that how easy it is for the likes of Blackburn to build up from the back is, okay, Beto is the vanguard, the leader of the press, which has been non-existent and easy to pass around a lot of the time. So Beto is a big component of that for me. And I think admin's reminded me to do some commentary here. So welcome the new faces to follow Everton. So thank you. We've got a little under 2,000 people watching live, which is excellent. So if you're watching on YouTube, thank you. If you're watching on X, thank you. If you're watching on Facebook, thank you. If you're watching from somewhere else, let us know how you're doing it, because that's how we're distributing through those 3 sources. For our channel to grow, though, subscribing through YouTube will help us on the YouTube algorithm, and X and Facebook grow organically as well. So following us, liking us, subscribing is great for us. So if you can do that, thoroughly appreciated. We recently reached the 4,000 subscriber mark on YouTube, which is a milestone for us, and very excited to make that 5. make that 6. But again, thank you for all your for those listening today. Really appreciate it, and hopefully see you for future content throughout the season. Not sure if I'll, depending on my availability through work, I might be able to do more of these watch alongs, maybe Ryan as well. But at minimum, what we do on our channel, we do a match preview, usually on the Friday before the match. You'll have us for about 35 to 45 minutes before kickoff. Sometimes you'll have me on a watch along if I'm available to do that, and then you'll have someone from our squad, maybe 2 or 3 of us, doing a live reaction to the match straight after. So raw and not really thoroughly vetted. It's just that raw reaction right after the final whistle. So that's a lot of the content that we do here. And for those that are regulars, you know this already. For those that are new to us, well, you get to hear a little bit of spiel on what we do. But yeah, thank you for everyone who's watching. The video content at the moment is from the Everton channel is mostly showing the Everton way and the stones and brickwork. So those that were fortunate enough or could afford to put a stone at Hill Dickinson Stadium, it's really cool to see. Yes, seeing your name and part of the Goodison history here, so pretty cool. But yeah, I'm not feeling the ultra excitement to try and hype all the Everton promo video at the moment. Not when we're losing 1-0 in pre-season, but the stadium view is looking excellent. For those that are going to the stadium this year or live in Liverpool, rather envious. It's quite an effort for the likes of Adam Chatterai from the channel to be able to go get to the stadium, get yourself a ticket, fly over there. So I'm sure it must be quite an immense thing to say, it's finally here. This is going to be the season after all this time. Financially, Everton have struggled to pay the bills while getting this stadium across the line. They have, what would it be, the final test match of the stadium before the kickoff to the new season against Roma will be really quite exciting, and that'll be the final sort of simulation and test. But we're there. We're finally there. As you can see, we've got Hill Dickinson Stadium on my little green screen here as well. So rather exciting. So going through some more of the comments, we'll get Peter Duggan talking to Benny G, number 10. Not good out wide because he's one-footed and can't dribble past fullbacks or any defenders for that matter, but he's probably got the best vision for key passes in the final third. So if let's see who we're referencing. Oh, Dwight McNeil. Yeah, there are times where I think with Dwight McNeil, he's not playing well today, but when he's on form, what he can do very effectively, but it's quite predictable. If he plays on the right side, you know he's going to cut in, and he has quite a left foot. We all know this at this point. He can cross, he can shoot, but it's quite predictable, and he's a little bit slower foot. He can run at a reasonable velocity, but he doesn't have acceleration. And at times he can pass through the middle, but because he's not two-footed, there is a little bit of limitation there. Oh, I thought you were about to say 5 right backs, Mr. Blue Skies, but I think we probably need 2 right midfielders. I think we need. Okay, we'll put it this way. I think with the current strikers we have, with Yusuf Shamiti, Beto, and Thiago Bari, 3 is okay. You could probably get 1 more, but we'd want someone that's, if you got another striker, you'd almost say they need to. You don't want another youth player or someone that's raw, unproven, and hasn't gotten themselves to that level yet. So maybe we leave the strikers alone, or it opens up a can of worms. We definitely are short on right backs, unless you want Nathan Patterson in there, or you're happy to give the likes of Jacob Bryan another season at right back. You could get away with that, but it's not a long-term strategy, in all honesty. I think we do need we need a left back as well. And we need, I think, the most importantly, a central midfielder. And I think, 2 right midfielders is about right. I would say a central midfielder, a left back, a right back, and a right midfielder. So I think you're bang on. Defensive midfielder or a central midfielder that can occupy a couple of roles, maybe a box to box that can play deep and can come forward into a number 10 position at times, but allows for the likes of Ndiaye and Gana Gueye when he's out to you still have three players when fit with Eric Burnham, James Garner, and that midfielder. So I think Blue Skies is bang on. You could certainly look at having maybe I guess you don't really need another left midfielder in all honesty because you have the likes of Ndiaye and who's the other one? Charlie, who can occupy that role. So second half is kicking off now. And in short, Ollie, we are playing pretty flat. Underwhelming. Occasionally some good passing moments, but our midfielders being completely cut through. So very uncohesive pressing. All right, so Blackburn are going back to their keeper. It doesn't appear like there've been any substitutions at halftime for Everton. Blackburn have it, knocking it through the middle here on their side of the halfway line. Passing through Ghana, the right winger left it, so the fullback is going to do a cross, a very heavily weighted one, and goes all the way out. Nope, kept in well by their fullback, nearly went out of bounds though. They're cutting in on their left side. There's an overlapping run from the fullback, who they use, does a cutback, and quickly blocked by it looked like O'Brien. Charlie tried to quickly go on the counter there, but Beto was not able to keep hold of it. But on the second attempt, he was able to chase the Blackburn captain, I think wins a throw-in. So it's going to be Everton's ball on Everton's right-hand side. So, Sian, I've got the score there at the bottom. It's currently Blackburn 1, Everton 0. So Jared Branthwaite's going out to the right-hand side. So now it's with Jake O'Brien. Sees the passing option to Patterson, but overhit, knowing that Patterson was not already running. So it's a throw into Blackburn. Blackburn start the play over through their centre halves and passing between them. And Ndiaye tries to shut it down, and they go around Patterson there. Now on the left-hand side, coming through the middle, Gana Gueye cuts it off. McNeil knocks it back to O'Brien, and Everton start again. Back to Travers, who finds... sorry, a little bit small there on the screen. Looks like found O'Brien, goes back to Branthwaite. Gana Gueye is providing an option short and is going to carry it through. Finds Mikalenko on the left. Decides to go back inward to Gana Gueye, who's going to run just in front of the two centre halves. Gives it to O'Brien, who takes on two players. That's excellent. He's now on the right touchline, finds McNeil through the middle, who chips it to Charlie, who couldn't keep possession there. And as a result, gets a little annoyed with himself and fouls the Blackburn player to give away the free kick. Charlie puts his hands up, giving credit to Dwight McNeil. Quite a good pass, but Charlie opened up on his left-hand side and a bit too heavy there. But c'est la vie. It is back with Blackburn. It's back with their keeper. Beto's doing a good job chasing there. Now it's to Ndiaye to do the chasing. Little chip job through the middle, and Everton's midfield is bypassed again. Mikalenko's chasing through the middle. Now pulled out of position. Gana Gueye is receiving it. It was well won back through the middle there. Now Iliman Ndiaye on the counter-attack. He's coming down the left wing. He's getting an overload option with McNeil. Finds Beto, though, who does a turn and a quick shot. His quick draw, though, unfortunately, he scuffed it and goes right to the keeper. Well, a little bit better from Beto. Say that one 6 times and see if you do the same scuff Beto did. Anyway, a little bit more promising there from Everton, but still a very sloppy game for sure. Patterson winning the contest there, which leaves McNeil with the ball, taking on 2 players though, and I think he knocked it out of bounds. Oh no, he kept it in. Went to Charlie Alcaraz to Gana Gueye, knocks it through to Ndiaye. He's got Branthwaite now, who's charging through a lot better, seeing our centre halves running forward with it. Goes to Mikolenko, but unfortunately, the problem is when you have a centre half running through the middle, they don't always not as well renowned for in-depth or adept touches, and he unfortunately overhit it on his pass to Mikolenko. But both O'Brien now and Branthwaite have taken on a few players and opening up the midfield, which is really nice to see. Just missing that final bit of quality on the touch, on the pass. Better from Beto, better from Beto, better from Beto, Kevin. Gana Gueye did well there to intercept that one. Goes back to our keeper, who hoofs it long and gives it straight back to Blackburn right around the halfway line. Beto chasing, and they do a 1-2 and get it back through the middle. James Garner chasing, but to no avail. He falls over in the chase. McNeil's going to continue it on, though, and Blackburn going to reset. So good from Everton on chasing back and being able to set themselves back up into position. Well, I appreciate your support, Kevin. All right. Well, the challenge for me, of course, is not knowing the Blackburn squad that well, and none of their players have names on the back of their shirts. It's a little bit tougher for me to do name calling from them. So I call them by position or by number, and the Everton players are a bit more straightforward. So Gaming Breakdown is asking about those on the bench. So I'll quickly post the original post from the start of the match. Just going to scroll all the way up to the top. I'll star them for later, I think. So the substitutes, for those that are asking, we have Trier, Heath, Thomas, Metcalf, Armstrong, Clark, Onyango, Chimiti, Eric Boonham, and Keane. So for sure want to see Isaac Heath again and Armstrong. Metcalf could certainly provide an option through the middle. I think we need to see Eric Boonham, and Keane I think will likely come on just to give the likes of Branthwaite a rest. All right. So O'Brien caught out of possession there. Blackburn running through the middle, and a very, very heavy shot from number 10. I do not know his name. He is Todd Cantwell, who's been quite impactful for them through the middle. All right, Ndiaye has it on the left-hand side, cuts in, takes on 2 players, keeps going. Really takes on a 3rd player, cuts in, and gets a corner. That's excellent from Ndiaye. That's what we love to see. He took on 3 players there and gets us a corner. That's the guy we know and love. All right, so it's going to be a corner from Everton. It'll be a right-footed in-swinging cross, quite likely from James Garner. Nothing like a midnight espresso. All right, so James Garner going to do a cross, has one hand up, so like he's going a bit short. Nope, goes longer, but right to the hands of the keeper. So the deliveries are continuously being poor again today. Blackburn are going to have it here. They were walking it out on their left touchline. Dwight McNeil not chasing, just shutting down the passing lane. Charlie Alcaraz gets bypassed. And Gana Gueye does a good job at winning the interception. It's a bit of a scramble, though. Gets back to Dwight McNeil, who finds Iliman Ndiaye on the left side. Takes on 1, takes on 2, takes a strike. Takes it. Keeper did a good job saving, went back to him. Goes to James Garner now. Cuts it to Dwight McNeil, who hoofs it high and wide. And is having a shocker, honestly. I think it'll be one for him to forget unless he starts having a strike on target here. But all you need to do is have one shot on target, and the whole match changes. And as Benny G says, Ndiaye has arisen. Yes, he's doing great at moments in the second half, taking on what's it be, like 6 or 7 players in about 2 or 3 attempts now. So really good from him. The only thing that would be better is beating the keeper on that shot, but that's that'll come at this rate. Anyway, Blackburn have it through the middle. It's going to be a 1v1 contest with Mykolenko. They decide to cut in inside, do a 1-2 with their number 9. The right fullback has it now. Out to the winger. They decide to cut back to the middle and reset. Chased down by McNeil and Charlie Alcaraz. Very good defensive cohesiveness there and made Blackburn have to switch play. But they do find the extra number on the left side now, and they're coming through and going to be chased down by Gana Gueye, but can't get there too fast. Charlie shuts it down, though, so credit to him. Drake McNeil can't get the second ball, so it's back to Blackburn. Little 1-2 through the middle. They're going to go out wide by Ndiaye and then through Ghana, but can't get there in time, so it's still with Blackburn. They're going to start again. Intercepted and a poor touch from Gana Gueye, though, on the pass, so it's back to Blackburn. Better couldn't keep hold of it. James Garner doing a good job chasing, but got overloaded with three players from Blackburn. A deep cross, Mykolenko does well, wins the header and keeps it in. And an excellent touch to Ndiaye, who's now away. And that looked like it could have been a yellow card there, but we'll see if they do that. No, just a bit of hand contact, professional foul, but not a yellow. Looks like Blackburn are going to get some substitutions here. It looks like Everton may have some players coming on, if I am reading that correct. Oh, geez, that looks like an entire football team coming on. Looks like what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Blackburn players. And it looks like we're seeing Harrison Armstrong, Michael Keane, and I believe Isaac Heath going to be coming on as well. Yeah, it looks like there's an entire football team coming onto the pitch rather than a set of substitutions, but in a way, no surprise. So it looks like Patterson off for Keane, which is interesting. So I imagine you'll see Jake O'Brien going to right fullback and Michael Keane taking that right centre-back position. What other substitutions are we expecting? So Iliman Ndiaye is coming off, looks like for Harrison Armstrong. Or maybe for Isaac Heath. And Gana Gueye is off as well. Yeah, well, I thought it'd be 0-0 after 16 minutes, not 1-0, but c'est la vie. You know, we're saving our goals for the season. But Iliman Ndiaye and Gana Gueye, I think, had a good showing today. Nathan Patterson, on the other hand, did not take the bull by the horns. He didn't take the toffee by the apple, or whatever the phrase. I'm not sure if you could use a toffee in that phrase, but he didn't take advantage of his opportunity today. I think left wanting. Anyway, Blackburn have it. We're here at 59 minutes and 27 seconds on my clock, and Blackburn scored their one goal on around the 6-minute mark, and they're up 1-0 against Everton. So Blackburn have it. Their centre half goes back to their new keeper, who's getting a little bit too fancy-footed for his first couple touches, coming on as a sub. They're going out wide on the right. Isaac Heath chasing, a little bit heavy with a shoulder barge. They've called play on. And Blackburn appear to be away, taking on Mykolenko. a new forward for him to handle. Armstrong in the middle. He shuts down the play and forces Blackburn to start again. They do a one-touch unopposed, though, and number 8 is about to strike, but blocked by Mikalenko, who did just enough. Another crossing opportunity for Blackburn on the left side. And he looks like out-muscled, and that was very close to a goal for Blackburn. A ball right through the 6-yard box with no contact. Lucky for Everton. Blackburn have it again, switch a play at about 22 yards out. And a little bit heavy, and Armstrong knocks it to Charlie, but a slightly too heavy a foot there, and Charlie can't get to it. So Blackburn looking quite likely to score a second at this rate. So, not promising. But then again, it's preseason. Don't want to give that as an excuse by any means. But being too frustrated at this time of year is not healthy for anyone's emotional well-being. Happy to see Armstrong on. Isaac Heath is, you can see, bundled with a lot of energy. They're showing a replay now of O'Brien, who got beaten on the right near post. It was quite a good little leg crossover, but O'Brien a little bit a bit laggy on his right leg, trying to block the run there. So Chris Coleman, we've seen 3 subs. Patterson came off for Michael Keane, which meant that Keane is now going to be in the centre half position. O'Brien out wide right, and I think it was a straight swap for Isaac Heath on the left side for Iliman and Ndiaye, and then we're seen in more of a central midfield role rather than the number 10 from against Accrington Stanley for the likes of Harrison Armstrong. Sticky Toffees. Yep. That's quite a lot of cash in your background, it looks like. Awesome night. Yeah, no worries, Mr. Chris Coleman. All right. Charlie Alcaraz on the ball. Has Armstrong as a passing option, finds James Garner. Has Mikalenko on the left, cuts back through the middle. That's good passing there from Everton. Charlie Alcaraz has Beto, one-touch football, and Dwight McNeil couldn't release it quick enough. Armstrong finds... That looked like a foul. Looks like Charlie's hurt from that one, but we'll see if they... Yeah, it looks a bit like a penalty shout, but maybe it was just a stomp on the shoe there. So they're going to show a replay here with Armstrong. Oh, yeah. Okay. Certainly accidental, but looks like the Blackburn number 3 stomped on the toe of Charlie Alcaraz there, just on the edge of just inside the penalty box, but no call was given at the time, so nothing given. Yeah, no worries, Mendoza. Yeah, as you were saying, you can see the little espressos. You can see Charlie putting some weight in his feet to see how he's going to do. I'm sure it'll be sore tomorrow. He'll better ice that guy up because I'm sure those ones sting. Metal cleats on the top of on those bones on the top of your feet. No fun at all. All right, looks like Mikalenko has it now to Charlie, knocks it back to Branthwaite, who does the switch of play to Michael Keane. Doesn't have many passing options, but does have a high and wide O'Brien, who has McNeil inside and does a long looping cross to Mikalenko. A slightly heavy first touch and gives it to Blackburn, who hoof it to the Everton left touch line. So Branthwaite, that's a weird one. It looked like the ball boy went into play to kick the ball to Branthwaite, and then they called it the ball out. Very strange, but oh well, it's not a formal match in that respect, so not an issue. Charlie Alcaraz finds Dwight McNeil. He takes a shot, but blocked. The second attempt cleared by number 8 from Blackburn. James Garner wins the header. And now Harrison Armstrong with the option. Goes out wide to, that looked really good from here, but just the camera angle. Jake O'Brien had a good strike on goal, but just a little bit wide of the net. Oh, it's Wezzo. Good to hear from you. Doing good, Dave. Yep. Evidence right now that we need more signings for sure. I will say that was quite promising. If we lack right backs, at least we are seeing Jake O'Brien taking a strike on goal. It didn't look half bad, but it was always sailing, or what do you call it, slicing right. All right, so Blackburn have it right around the halfway line. Everton are sitting back in a low block at the moment with only Beto and Charlie really out of position to chase, but it didn't to no avail. That was number 8 from Blackburn is causing quite a few headaches for the middle. You can tell he's got a lot more energy than almost anyone else on the pitch right now, and cutting through. He was the one that cut through Brian a little bit earlier on as well, I think. Anyway, Everton have the ball again, playing it through the back. Armstrong is uncontested, so was looking to aim long, but no one presenting, so he gives it back to Branthwaite. It goes to Keane. It goes to O'Brien. Does a curving ball to McNeil. Handles it well on the first touch. Takes on 2 players. Does a diagonal to the left side. Mikolenko is free and slightly too heavy a touch. I think he got a bit too excited to strike on goal and didn't do much with it. Yeah, Mikolenko had a good run there. Occasionally, Dwight McNeil has had some good through balls, especially curving, opening up on his left-hand side to the likes of Ndiaye and Mikolenko. Looks like we're going to get Yusuf Chimiti, and I'm trying to check who the other guy is. And I'll get back with you there in a moment. But it looks like we'll have a couple more substitutions coming in here momentarily. Yeah, let me check who's on the bench. A couple of these young guys I'm not as familiar with, so it's probably going to be maybe it's Thomas. Anyway, Blackburn have it, playing out from the back again. Everton are a bit more aggressive on the press right now with the likes of Harrison Armstrong and James Garner further up the pitch, which leads to a throw in for Everton. So good news there. It was thrown into Harrison Armstrong, who does a switch of play, so back to Keane, and then over to Branthwaite. Goes out wide to Mikolenko. Heath does a good job juking the play, but can't get his foot to it before it goes out for a Blackburn throw-in. All right, looks like Beto's coming off for Chimiti, and then we have Charlie Alcaraz coming off as well. Trying to check who the other guy is. He's one of the Everton youth players. I'm not as familiar with him. Let me see if I can get a name for you here in a little bit. But we have Charlie Alcaraz and Beto coming off. All right, so a big hoof ball from the Everton keeper, won by Armstrong to James Garner. Dwight McNeil has an option there, finds Isaac Heath on the left side, who handles it. He cuts in on his right side, passes to Dwight McNeil. He goes to his left side, does a cross, but it's blocked and cleared away by Blackburn. But Branthwaite does well to win the aerial duel there, and I think got a bit of contact and wins the foul. So well won there by Branthwaite. Okay, so it was Clark. Thank you, Wemmy. Justin Clark, thanks. Yeah, still learning some of the fringe players we don't see as often. So I think Justin Clark is one of them for me. Oh, there's more substitutes for Blackburn. Can you sub off all 11? It seems that way anyway. So number 5 and number 6 are coming off for Blackburn, an entire squad rotation. But I guess that makes sense. Everyone gets a run out, gets a bit of fitness, and some exposure wearing the first team kit. Just no names in the back, so you can wear number 6 one day and number 7 the next. It's interesting with the numbers this season. Almost everyone's wearing the same numbers as last year, but I guess Vitaly Mikulenko may be the only one looking to change because he's wearing number 16 again today instead of 19 as he has in the previous couple seasons. Harrison Armstrong has it. He's gone out wide to O'Brien, who knocks it back to Keane, then back to Branthwaite. At least Everton are a little bit further up the field now, but I think James Garner's looking a little leggy, but no surprise at this time of year. He's certainly put a shift in. O'Brien switches it back to Keane again, does an excellent weighted diagonal to Mikulenko, a really good first touch to Heath, who couldn't handle the heat in the kitchen there, and he knocks it a little long under pressure to give a goal kick to Blackburn. Yeah, Mr. Blue Skies, if we give number 4 shirt to Branthwaite, I guess the first question, does he want it? And question 2, do we really want to, do we just let number 4 air out a little more after a few seasons of the Holgate factor? Or do we just try and move number 4 onto a new guy in particular? But it was nice to see Jared Branthwaite as captain. And if he wants number 4, I'm sure he could request it and get it. But number 32 is a high enough number that maybe he just wants to keep hold of a number he's kept throughout his squad years. A bit like, what was it, Cole Palmer when he was with City was wearing number 80, or Phil Foden with his 47 and that kind of thing, some of the high numbers. Anyway, Blackburn have it here. They're trying to take a strike, but well blocked by, I think it was Mikulenko. So it goes back to Blackburn. They're out on the right side, chased by Mikulenko and Heath. Mikulenko gets his foot in, so Heath gets the second ball. Running, tries to take on a player or two, kind of gets himself into trouble and gives the ball away. They're able to pass it around James Garner and Harrison Armstrong, who's doing just enough to win the ball back there, but looks like he fouled him in the process, right outside of the 18-yard box. Pleads his innocence, but the referee isn't having anything of it and has his arm pointing towards the Everton goal. So it's going to be a free kick just outside the 18-yard box. Yes, there wasn't a whole lot of contact there. It looks more so that Harrison Armstrong was falling over into the back of him, but there was not a lot of contact. Well, I appreciate the optimism, Peter. I think at the moment I'm not in a pessimistic mood either. I've been away trying to not avoid football, but enjoying the break from it, and at the moment not getting too wound up on results that aren't going to hurt us in the league. But as you're saying, he wants 6 signings, and I think, well, who was I talking to on here before? Blue Skies were saying we need at least 5, and I think that's honestly where we're at. We need probably a good 5. All right, so they're loading up. Looks like it's going to be number 3, the captain for Blackburn. Going to be taking it here, And let's see what happens. We have 5 in the wall for Everton. And an excellent free kick and an even better save by the Everton keeper. He dives high to his left and palms it out for a corner kick for Everton. That was a great save, actually, from the new Everton keeper, wearing the number 12. Oh, sorry, number 32, Mark Travers. Yeah, excellent save. They're going to do a short free kick here, short corner, sorry, from Blackburn. Goes to the back post. They go for a bicycle kick. Unsuccessful. Chimedi is able to quickly get his foot to it before the Blackburn player can strike it on target, and I think it goes out for a goal kick. Yeah, apologies there. I think Mark Travers is wearing number 12, not 32. SofaScore's got the number wrong. Yeah, I could say we need a whole new squad, but if we can get 12, that would be great. That's a whole lot of money. And to Kevin's point, we need a whole lot of players. And I think everyone that's watching today would agree with this. Dwight McNeil's looking a little bit leggy, but does just enough to win the free kick around the halfway line. Yeah, that'll be a highlight reel save for Travis. That's quite a way to get yourself introduced at Everton. That was a really good save from that free kick. All right, Chimedi lost touch there. It's going to be a chance for Blackburn to come up on a counter attack. Can they release early enough? They come out wide left. Michael Keane's chasing. Jake O'Brien's chasing as well. Taking a shot from outside the box, but not on target. So it's going to be an easy goal kick for Everton there. But that Everton looked out of sorts with number 7 from Blackburn running in behind there. Yeah, definitely a little bit leggy from some of the players that have started this match, and that includes Jake O'Brien, I think, there. I think we have had a few shots on target today, Chris. I think Beto did have one. I think Edelman and Ndiaye had 1 or 2 as well. So probably 4 shots on target all in all. There's a few in the first half that were just weak, not enough power to them, or just at the keeper. But yeah, nothing really. I think Edelman and Ndiaye's was probably our best chance. All right, McNeil off. Looks like Jensen Metcalf now, who's wearing number 44. All right, we're here at 78 minutes. Not a whole lot of goal scoring opportunities recently for Everton. A lot of the attacking prowess from the start of the match is now off. We have the likes of Metcalf, Armstrong, Heath, and Shemiti on the forward side of things. Well, if we want little victories, I suppose Celtic being up 4-0 against the Barcodes isn't the worst thing. All right, looks like Metcalf gives away a foul for one of his first contributions to the game. I forgot to mention, Justin Clark is also an attacking option on the right-hand side at the moment. Hasn't had too much to do so far. All right, so Metcalf's playing quite deep, receiving the ball off the keeper, coming out wide right, and very quickly Harrison Armstrong wasn't able to do much with it and gives it away for a throw-in on Blackburn's left-hand side. Little short pass there for Blackburn. They're going to do a switch of play from the centre half. Goes back to the keeper. And then goes for the middle. Does a little 1-2 back to the centre half again. And Everton are quite happy to let them build up from the back and I think do a mid-press. All right, switching it over to Everton's left now. Blackburn are running through, Armstrong chasing. And Mikolenko does enough to pressure number 8 to not be able to make contact with that ball on his run and gives it back to Everton. A through ball to Chimiti. Handles it well on his chest, but his pass is intercepted. And James Garner battling well there, wins the ball back, knocks it over to Metcalf, to O'Brien. Michael Keane sees Heath presenting pretty short, who goes out wide to Mikolenko now, who's a bit too stagnant, but finds Armstrong and then back to Branthwaite. So you can definitely see the defense looking quite leggy at this point. Not doing anything too crazy, but I suppose you'd rather that than risking injury or sore muscles if they're doing a lot of exercise and running in the next few days. So got Jake O'Brien doing some good battling there. Michael Keane receives it after that little turnover. And a chip ball, a bit risky. Isaac Heath comes second to it, but is able to win the second ball there. And the Blackburn defender is able to shield and win the throw-in. So they have it back on Everton's right-hand side. They pass it back to the keeper and do a switch of play to their centre half. Harrison Armstrong isn't able to do enough with it. And then Metcalf is chasing through, but not able to get there. But Michael Keane wins a key tackle, causing a turnover. So now it's a quick counter-attack with Harrison Armstrong. Well-weighted pass to Chimiti. Now we have Justin Clark on the ball. Crosses with his left. Almost finds Armstrong, but just a little too short. And the Blackburn centre half has to head it over for a corner. That was quite a good cross, honestly, from Justin Clark, about, I'd say, 3 centimeters away from the perfect cross, but at least a promising delivery from the youngster. So it's going to be a right-footed cross from, it looks like maybe from Metcalf, so it's going to be an outswinger from him. Finds Branthwaite, who's unfortunately had to be leaning back to try and get it with a lot of pressure from Blackburn, and wasn't able to put enough pressure on it, and knocks it out for a throw-in. Goal kick. Oh, I would take 1-1-2, Asane. All right, well, still 1-0 Blackburn. We have Michael Keane winning the header there. Justin Clark not able to get to it, but is chasing down the second ball along with Metcalf there. Cutting through the middle, Blackburn's striker gave up on it. So Branthwaite has the ball now, going out wide to Vitaly Mikolenko. Finds Isaac Heath presenting the middle. Does a little 1-2 with him and gets the ball back. Finds Metcalf, who then finds Jed Branthwaite. Goes back to Michael Keane. And they're similar to Everton. Both sides are doing a mid-block at the moment. Justin Clark wasn't able to tee up with Chimiti there and causes a turnover. O'Brien looked a little awkward there, trying to take on the challenge, and it gets bypassed, but James Garner did just enough. Not sure if you're talking to me, Catalan 94, but yeah, absolutely excited. How much time left? We're at 84 minutes and 20 seconds on my watch. That watch. So Clark teeing up well with Armstrong here. They're coming in on goal and a little bit overhit. Could have been a penalty shout, but no, but nothing from the referee. Clark looked a bit upset there, but it would have been a very cheap penalty in all honesty. But exciting to see that that play turn out. It was a little bit poorly timed by Armstrong. I think he could have released that about a half second earlier and it would have been in on, but could have been a penalty shout as well. But I think in a friendly, without VAR and everything else, that you're never going to get that. Yeah, David Brewer, I just really hope one of those loan signings is not Jackie Harrison. Looks like an offside call for Blackburn. Yeah, very obvious. It's going to be Jared Branswaite's ball here on 85 minutes and 38 seconds. We have over 2,000 watching right now, so thank you everyone for joining me today. And if you haven't done so already, please like and subscribe to Follow Everton on YouTube. We're trying to expand. We've got 4,000 subscribers now, so the next step for us is 5. So if you haven't done so already, please do that, and you'll get to see all of our content. If we're planning to go live, you'll get to see it through YouTube ahead of time. If you're on X or Facebook, you'll get to see it immediately when it does drop live. Pete Cahill, we are dreadful. 1-1 would be nice, but we need players as soon as possible. Absolutely. Even the starters, the likes of the Dwight McNeils, right now are looking quite leggy. But then again, we've still got a little bit of time for match 1 of the season. We've still got Pickford to come back into the squad. We have what's his name out in Mykonos, our new signing. So not the entire squad isn't back together yet, and we still have the trip to America to go. And that'll be, you expect a more intense Everton attempt, or a more intense Everton game instead of these ones where it seems a little bit flat. But I really don't want to see us playing as flat-footed or flat as we have. But I will say the likes of Ndiaye and Gana and the defense have certainly put in a good shift. The starting three defenders in Jake O'Brien, Jared Branswaite, and Mikolenko have been quite solid today. I think Ndiaye Gana hasn't taken the game by the horns by any means, but he has certainly battled. So it's been you can see he's certainly close to the match fitness you're looking for. But the same challenge you have with Ndiaye Gana is when can he dominate the play, not sort of be a passenger in it. And that's what we're seeing again today. Ndiaye Gana does have a opportunity here where he passed out wide to O'Brien, who does a back post chip, but doesn't find Mikolenko, but he does win the second ball off the header, finds O'Brien, first touch to Metcalf, takes a strike, and unfortunately a little over. So we're getting close to full time here. Still 1-0. Preseason jet lag syndrome. Well, that could be. All right, so Branswaite has it. It's getting to be a very slow-paced match at this point. No Everton midfielders really presenting. So Chimiti drops deep to get it. So credit to him for trying to get involved. And he receives it back from Branswaite. He tries to puts his foot up trying to get the ball, but the Blackburn center half goes a bit low, trying to win the header. So gets a free kick for a high boot. So right in that 50-50 spot where, what are they showing here? One of the Everton kids is trying to take a football from the stadium, so we'll see how long that lasts. All right, probably in the last 30 seconds of this one. And I think a free kick to Blackburn. So almost certainly going to be a Blackburn 1-0 win, but anything's possible here, but very unlikely to see any extra time on a match like this. So it's out wide to the Blackburn left back. Metcalf competitively wins back the tackle, but the second ball goes to Blackburn, blocked by Harrison Armstrong, and they're going to take a strike right at the last second, and another really good save by the Everton keeper. So credit again to our new keeper in Travis. That's a second key save he's made in the second half. The first being from the free kick, and that one right there was quite a good save, probably to end the match, to keep it at 1-0. So I'd say probably especially in the second half, I think Travis has probably earned man of the match on an underwhelming game for Everton. Oh no, they're doing a corner here. So all right, near post. Do they clear it? Yes, they do. So they might be doing a little bit of extra time here, which is surprising to me. So Blackburn have it. They're doing a long diagonal out to the left side. The ball's a bit heavy, but number 7 keeps it in. Does he? No. Looks like it might be out. So the game's still on, but man, it's getting pretty late on a friendly to be playing 91 minutes, and I think they've called it. So unfortunately, that's full time, ladies, gentlemen, and the jury. It's an underwhelming 1-0 loss for Everton. I think the defense was probably the best performing of all of it. The keeper, our new keeper from Bournemouth, our new signing, and Mark Travers had 2 really good saves in that second half, but nothing to be overtly excited about. At the same time, it is early in the preseason. The next set of matches will be out. Let me see if I can give you the lineup for those matches, but they should be here pretty soon. It'll be that competition in America. So let's see if I can figure out when those matches are coming up. So I think it'll be an evening game in America. So that's the American comp. Everton have Bournemouth on the 27th of July. And then 4 days later, they'll play West Ham. And then I think after that will be Man United in the early days of August. But I think that's going to be it for me at this time of the day. It's getting pretty late. Thank you for everyone that's joined. We had, as I said, over 2,000 people listening in live, so thoroughly appreciate that. And if you do like what we're doing here, feel free to subscribe on YouTube. Otherwise, Ryan will bring out his 9 tails and whip me for not encouraging you guys all to be involved. So anyway, thank you. And until next time, let's up the Toffees.